Ergonomics Jake here with a channel update and some fan mail, as well as I want to update on everybody on some upcoming things and plans for the channel, as well as to say thank you for 3,000 subscribers. I broke that threshold here just about a week or so ago, and I've been a little quiet, and that's for personal reasons that I'll finally share here. I've actually been dealing with a number of things in my personal life. My dad's actually undergoing cancer treatment for 2 different types of cancer. He was a Marine that served at Camp Lejeune, and actually he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma as well as melanoma that was related to his service, because people who stationed at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina, if they served at least 30 days there, they were exposed to toxic water from all the way from the 1950s to the late 80s, and he was there in the early 80s, and he was stationed there not for the 30 days that they said it was all it took to get exposed long enough. He was actually there for about triple to quadruple that. He was stationed there, I think it was between 90 to 100 and some days, and he's been dealing with that, so I've kind of been taking more time to be around him, to help out, whatever I can do, as well as, you know, he's been running a family business for the past 30 years, and I've been assisting with that. So that takes a little bit of time away from YouTube, blasters, all of it in general. Like, I have a pile of mods I've been trying to do that have basically been put on hold. I've got a couple of them now that I'm going to be getting back to, and I'm going to go over some of them with you guys, you know, just kind of as teasers for what's upcoming. And in the meantime, since I've been a little dormant here, I've received a few things from Ryan Ingolstad and others, and I wanted to go over that and share that, because I do think if somebody's willing to send me something, I'm going to give them their little highlight to let them be seen so that they can, you know, get that as a big thank you. So I'm going to turn the camera and focus more on this stuff. We're going to go over each of these packages, because I got one from Ryan Ingolstad. I actually got some breeches from Nothing Blasters. I got some darts from Boomtendo, and I got another box from somebody else that we'll go over, and I'll go over each one at a time. So let's move this big box from Ryan Ingolstad, and he actually took the time to draw buzzing bees all over it in various spots. And this is, of course, opened, and it's already missing a few things. As you know, here, my family, we like blasters. So basically, I allowed everybody to dig out and get some things that they wanted. I'm going to move these packages for a second. We'll get to those here shortly after. But what Ryan Ingolstad has sent, there's already some Busby pistols taken out, but he sent me a complete long strike. The only thing missing is the sight, but it's a complete long strike, and I actually wanted to do one of the worker internals kits. Due to financial reasons, that'll have to be put on the back burner for now, but I do want to do one of those, because that'd be fun to have and run. Now, he sent me some more Tech 10s. This one's going to need some work. He actually sent me another one that I've got apart on and ready for repairs, but the way it was packed, it actually, unfortunately, he packed it decently well enough, but this handle just about cracked off, as there's a crack all the way through there and here. And the yellow one he sent me, the handle did come completely off, and there's parts inside here that I dug out. He also sent a Tetra Strike, which this is a fun little air blaster, but this one is actually missing the pump handle, so I will have to work on that one as well. But those are some fun repair jobs. I'm actually looking forward to that. Got a Adventure Force Destroyer. One of my top 2 favorite pistols. We'll see if anybody can name the other one. I've said it many times on my channel. Got another Tech 6. I absolutely love and adore these. The Tech 6 is highly underrated. Everybody thinks that they're just scrap fodder, but they are not. They are definitely worthy of being modded in themselves. If you're somebody who's like me and is willing to brass up that cylinder, and that's pretty much it. But here's a bunch of Tech 3s. They're kind of, some people are crazy about the Jolts. I'm crazy about the Tech 3s and the Tech 6s. Now here's the Arizona version of the Tetra Strike. And it still completely works. That's what's missing off of our green Tetra Strike. Which, I love these. Just shotgun blast, or love the air blasters. Got a original refill pack, which this will be going back here. And if you wonder why there's a little baggie of these up here, this is actually how you still get darts brand new from Busby. Those are brand new that I just got not too long ago. There's a Tommy 12, which at some point I want to do a mod on one of these and paint it up, because I'd love to see one of these get some love and actually get some use out on a battlefield someday. Move the packing paper out of the way. Another Tech 3. Another Tech 3. Now the black ones aren't as common in my area, at least. And that's a modern Tech 3, based just on the text there. It's printed onto the plastic instead of being a sticker, or like most of these don't even have Tech 3 on them. And there's another modern Tech 3. Again, it's printed onto the plastic. That's the modern text they use. That Jaguar. I love these. This was actually for one of my daughters. This was the very first pistol that got her introduced into dart blasters. Got a pink Clash Combat, which this is really what the new Equalizer is kind of going with. The Equalizer has better ergonomics, but this has a little bit better power. So that's the other option that used to be out. 2 more Tech 3s. So I've got a pile of Tech 3s. I can start using those as handouts whenever, probably at this point, probably by next year. And we've got a whole setup. 2 Surge 10s. We've got the newer decal compared to the older one. And then we got a Surge 6. That'll be my first Surge 6 that I have actually in the collection. I do not have one of those. And then a Turbo 12. I don't have one of these yet. So these 2 are brand new to my collection. So thank you very much, Ryan, for sending those. Now, that's a huge amount of stuff that I did not expect. The only thing I was actually expecting was a Thermal Hunter and the Long Strike, because I am sending him a Star Wars Rival Blaster along with a couple other things I'm putting together for him. And I told him there was going to be a delay on me getting him his part of the deal, because I'm in process of working on his part. I'm not giving it away. He doesn't know about it. But he gets a Star Wars blaster as well as a couple other things. But he had also sent me a partially broken Thermal Hunter, which it had seen a hard life. I mean, it looks like somebody had smashed it against the ground and broke the stock off. But I decided I was going to go through and do one of my Hydro dips on it. And the reason is this is going to get one of the breeches that Nothing Blaster sent me. I'm going to actually have to put a different stock attachment point, and I have a stock from France Foamworks that I'm going to use on this. But this is what the Thermal Hunter that he sent me, this is what got done to it so far. I got the internals set aside. I haven't done the work on those yet, but I've been doing this as I got time. But it got a very nice 5-color. There is white, black, obviously orange and green, and then a slate gray mixed in there for that Hydro dip. And this wasn't all over. This shell was also included in here. It was a partial complete Thermal Hunter. And as you see, I've took all the panels off like I normally would do. And those are going to get painted themselves. But that's actually done. The shell work's done. I just have to attach a new stock attachment point, which I have a worker one that I'm just going to bolt on from the inside and anchor it to that. Which brings me on to nothing blasters, because I mentioned I'm going to use his breeches here. The package he sent me, this is very generous of him, because I'm going to put a link to his Etsy shop. These are Sentinel Breeches. They're for the Busby Sentinel, but they can be used in other blasters. And what they are, these are the production ones. And what those are, basically, is a machined aluminum breech. Now this goes in place, and this goes into your stock pusher, and it has an O-ring seal so that you can have full metal parts. I mean, that's a machined aluminum piece. This is going to outlast any blaster shell. And this, once you secure it into the stock breech after you've trimmed it, and then it makes a Busby become a pusher breech. Very nice overall. He actually sent me two. This is a pre-production one, a prototype, and he sent me two of the production ones. These are generally going for $60 each on the Etsy shop, but this is absolutely outstanding work. I can't wait to put one of these in a Sentinel, and the other is probably going to go in a Snipe, and then I'll probably put this pre-production one's probably going to go in that Thermal Hunter. So I'm probably going to do a Sentinel, a Snipe, and a Thermal Hunter. Three of my favorite blasters. He also sent me a little 3D printed kit for a Stinger, which I'm going to have to go dig up a Stinger. I don't think I even have one. But he sent me some Stinger kits. These are parts just to dress them up and make them look quite a bit better than what they do. And because he's a huge Jolt fan. But he is actually a mod on my Discord server. And if you're not a member on my Discord server, I will put a link in a pinned comment, as well as a link to his Etsy shop. So we'll have that set aside. And I'm going to put the pre-production one into the Thermal Hunter, because as he said, you really need a faux barrel for that to sit in properly. Now, another thing I've been working on, I saved the package, but Boom Tendo, who is, of course, obviously a Boomco fan, he has been working on making his own Boomco darts. I've been testing these out, and these are actually pretty nice. He's made them full and half length. Now, I haven't used, he sent me some 3D printed parts to work out with, but he's got half length and full length homemade Boomco darts. And you have to directly contact him, and he will actually make these to order. But these have worked really, really well. I mean, just quite simply, my far shot's put up right now, but I've been just using them out of my far shot and a twisted spinner, and they're really good. I mean, genuinely good. They're every bit as good, if not a bit better, than Boomco's original darts. Now, he sent me some other parts because he has been doing some upgrade pieces for Boomco blasters, but unfortunately, where it got so hot here, right now it's extremely muggy. It's like high 80s and about 70% humidity here, so I am sweating up a storm. But I'm going to be redoing a far shot with his barrel, and you can probably see it there. It got warped in the heat here. So I'm going to have to warm it and then reform it. But new pull handle for a far shot, and I am looking forward to using that and setting that up for his darts. And not last and not least, I got a package. This was actually something I had offered to get. Somebody had dug this up and they put it on the Facebook group, and they didn't know what this went to, and they were either trying to use it, find a blaster it went to, or get rid of it. Well, I offered to give a couple dollars for this because, you know, it's a very short section, but it goes to a Overlord. This is not a belt blaster belt. This is a Overlord. You can tell that by the shape of the rear end here. It's slotted, not round, and it has this indentation through it. This fits an Overlord. So this can be used just literally to extend it by, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So not worth much on its own, but if you've got an Overlord, 12 extra shots. And I would like to get my Overlord up there. I need to overhaul it. I would like to get it to be usable in a battle. And he wrote a note. He said, Jake, sorry for sending more than just the ammo chain. Consider to thank you for all the work you do in the Dart Blaster community. Richard. And very, very big thanks to you for sending this, because one thing he said was an Air Max Extreme. This is, if you're not familiar, it is an air blaster, of course, as its name says, that holds 6 shots. Fun, and I've been wanting to do a mod on one of these. He also sent me Rick's Revolver. It's a reskin of the Carl's Revolver, and it's got a sticky air restrictor. I've already been playing around with this thing. This is one of the better pistols that Busby's made. This is not the exact same as the more common Walking Dead. This is a bit more rare. This one I will not be painting. I have every one of the Walking Dead series blasters now. Thanks to him, this one needs cleaned up. It's not in pristine condition, but I've got one. I mean, that's all there is to it. I've got one now. I didn't have it before. And that has this big white panel. That's the biggest difference, cosmetically, is the big white panel. So I've got one now, thanks to him. He sent me a painted up Raider stock, which this is the other option I might run on my Thermal Hunter, because I love these stocks. These things were one of the best things that Nerf made. They should have sold these separately. Now I'll have to paint it and maybe even dip it to match, or I'll just leave it. I might even just do it in black, solid, because then I could use it on that or run it on anything else, because why not? Or, again, I could dip it to match in, take it apart, take the buffer tube off, make that black, and then dip this section separately, or hand paint it to have coinciding colors to what the dip is. Sent me also little kickback or recoil, it's called both names. Fun little single shot pistol, and very moddable. Easy to make fire much better. Now we've got a classic. You guys should know what this is, but I'll let you put that in the comment section below. They also sent a rival light, and this is actually quite bright. Quite bright. I actually never did buy these. These came out. I do use rival here and there, but not much. And the last thing he sent was Triad, which why Nerf keeps moving away from these tried and true blasters that work so well, I don't know. Because this was one that was done right. You could mod these up to have a bit more punch, and they're still, it's such a pocketable size. Why not? You know, why not just stick with this? Now, they made the 3-shot one for the Elite 2.0 that's all in line. It's still not that big of a pistol, but it's not as compact as this little Triad to where this can fit in your cargo short pocket or your jean pocket even. But thank you very much to him for sending that. That is awesome. And I really do appreciate that, because I am wanting to make a loadout with a Overlord. Which, for those of you who don't know, the Overlord is not a, it's not like the Vulcan. It is not a electrically operated Springer. It is a flywheeler. That's 100%. It is a flywheeler, but it looks just like a 50 cal machine gun. Now, moving on, and yes, I am sweating quite a bit, so I'm kind of staying out of frame a little bit here. Now, moving on, I have a number of reviews coming up over here. I got some mods going on. I've got about 6 or 7, including the video will be coming out on this one first. It's the littlest, so I'm going to do the littlest first, but this is a first peek at a Springfire mod. It is brassed, double sprung, and hydro dipped in one of my favorite color schemes, the blue, white, black, and orange. I absolutely love that color scheme. You've seen that color be used before, but I think that turned out really, really well. And this is going to be one of my personal go-to sidearms. Stuff that in a pocket or a holster, and that's going to be a lot of fun. There will be a mod video on that coming up here this coming week. And as you can see over here, I have 2 of the Thundershots that I've bought. I have heard everybody's complaints about the Thundershot. I've been keeping up with this. Now, here's the problem, is that everybody's been complaining about the ergonomics. And they say, I can't use it one-handed. Well, you can, and I would be the first to admit, though, that is not that intuitive. Because what you're having to do, I'm going to show you by holding it, you have to rotate your hand. I grab the grip with my pinky, which forces the pistol back. Then you can sink your thumb into that hook, pull it back. So you go like that. That's going to make dual wielding much more unwieldy than, let's see if I can do it with my left hand. I'm more right hand dominant. There we go. So you grab that with your pinky, and yes, I'm doing this slow motion so you can see. So you go from held to grabbed, pull back, then grab, fire. Now, I'm going slow, but you can see, if you want to, just keep your pinky there. And you can get faster and faster. So you can absolutely one-hand this. I've seen people say you can't. The bigger issue is I've seen people, including Buff Daddy, said that the catch broke. Go back and watch my internals video on the Thundershot and then compare it to the pictures he put on his Blaster Hub blog. Mine actually has an additional catch. It looks like they took and got rid of the catch on his and was just using the pink catch. So I'm going to do a separate video where I'm going to open those up. You see they're brand new in the package. I went to my local Walmart. They had 2 on the shelf, so I bought them both. I'm going to compare this was the first one sent out to anybody for review. According to Busby's vice president, she sent this to me. And I have had no problems. This thing has seen probably 1,500 shots through it. I've used it far more than what most people would because I've been having a ton of fun with Busby's first real hammer revolver. Yeah, not counting the Mustang 6 because I put that as a shell user. But this has been a lot of fun for me. And I want to do a couple of mods as long as the blaster's not going to self-destruct. One thing I am going to do is, on one of them, I'm going to make metal internals myself. And my dad's got the shop set up for metalworking. I'm going to go over there and spend some time with him, and I'll make metal parts. That's how I made the little index eliminator for the Tetra shot. But I'm going to make a wooden stock and a longer barrel. And I'm going to turn this into an Old West style revolving hammer prime rifle. Oh, and what people also didn't understand is that Busby never actually intended this to be fired single-handedly. Again, I'm going off here on tangent, I know, but this is part of the whole update. But they actually told me specifically, they envisioned people using this Old West gunfighter style. Standing shots. And as you see, this thing is working very well, but if they deleted the second catch, the main catch, and we're just relying on the little plastic nub that's down here that's actually part of the hammer assembly, that'll break easy, as Buff Daddy showed. I can't wait. I'm going to actually open those up on a video, and we're going to see all together. That'll be a separate video on going over the Thundershot. But also we got some off-brand blasters. This was also recommended to me a long time ago at this point now. We're talking months. By Nothing Blasters. He gave me a link to it, and I figured out how to get it. This is a Blaze Storm single shot rival firing blaster. It's going to be pretty neat to see. Is it any good at all? So that's going to be coming up. And got one I've been using, a Fast Shots. This one is actually called a Ultimate Lambda. It's a $10 blaster I picked up. And, spoiler, it's not good. It's not good, but we'll see it when, as you can see, I do these. I don't show unboxings normally because I've been playing around with this here in the shop. Geez, probably a month and a half off and on. And it's got a lot of wear. It's stiff. If you try to pull down here, it bends. See there? And then it doesn't want to prime. And it has about 35 to 45 FPS depending on the darts you use. But that is coming up. Something in the future. But I also have a a whole range of mods, and something I've been tinkering with is an Esper. I've been using this for target shooting. It's part of what I've been doing with the online HVZ. I've been using this. This has been a mixed bag. I bought this back all the way in February, and I've been running it. It's in my colors, which my colors are the actual team colors for Mongoose mountain bike racing. And I have been using this a bit. I had to actually machine out the aluminum barrel that they give, because I was getting about 65 feet per second with this thing in stock form. And that's actually with all the bands installed. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3. I had all 3 bands installed, and I was getting 65 feet per second. Darts were just flopping. And that's half-length darts. So I now can get up to around an average of 140, 150 feet per second. I installed a 8-inch section of brass, I believe it was, or 10-inch. But I put 17 seconds brass, and now it works, and works decent enough that I could actually use this at one of the local games, because we don't go over 150 feet per second. So it'll work. I was hoping that I could actually use a longer brass to come out and put a scar on it, but not able to do that. But it's still decently accurate, even without a scar. And another big update, not related to this. I've got a couple of companies, there are Chinese companies that like XToyZ and a couple of others that I'm going to be working with. They have sent me these products for free. We have targets, and one is You Want Me brand. Got some targets to test, so I'm going to have a shooting gallery is what I'm going to do. Eventually here in the workshop, I'm going to set up an actual target shooting gallery. It's probably going to be on the back side here. I'm still in the process of getting things cleaned up, so we'll use these targets as well as some of the others I've been sent. Some are good, some are really good, some are bad. This one, I actually think, I agreed to review it because I actually think that the pricing of this one was only like $12. And this one was only like $18, and this is a big one. But I'm going to showcase their stuff here coming up. They've been waiting on me, but they've been actually very, very understanding. I do have a XYZ blaster. Of course, we can tell this is a knockoff of the Modulus ECS 10, but I haven't looked at anybody's reviews of it. Right? And keep in mind, I don't do that intentionally. I don't want to get pre-biased information. I want to go into it kind of blind and make my own determination. But as it is, it actually looks decent. I've had it out of the box once already. I haven't fired it. I just took it out, made sure everything was in there, and then put it back exactly as it was, because I did tell them I would do an unboxing. But at least as far as I could tell, the plastic quality on the accessories was good. So I'm going to review this. The price looked a little high, and that's going to make me hold it very accountable, because it's an off-brand product with a higher price. And also, another big thing, as I bring this update video to a close, I've got 2 more things I want to say before I completely end the video. I am going to be a tester for the new Orange ModWorks SR200. Much to their credit, despite me being publicly kind of critical of them, they offered me a testing position and I'm supposed to get the blaster this coming Monday. This video, I'm recording it on Sunday. I'm going to try to get it edited and put up tonight directly as well. But I'm going to supposedly get my tester blaster Monday. Now, if I do, I'm under a non-disclosure. I cannot disclose anything publicly, because this is the last round of tests. They are actually telling me that they're going to be open to feedback and taking that feedback and possibly making changes. So this shouldn't be seen as the last blaster that's going to be seen for public use. But I am going to be doing that, and I am going to be quite critical. I expect a lot. I paid for mine I actually ordered mine the last day of March. And if you've been keeping up with me on Facebook, I have posted multiple times. Their lack of communication has been bad. And I'm actually going to do a video when it all is said and done. I'm going to do a video on the blaster itself when the actual production model comes out. I will do a blaster review, but I'm also going to do a kind of SR200 experience video detailing what Orange ModWorks has done, the steps they've taken, both good or bad, and what I think that they should do going forward as a company. That will be something I'm going to be doing. And on that note, working with Busby, you probably see a lot of darts back here. These are cut up, and Busby is taking this seriously, where there's been very inconsistent darts. These are me cutting this up. I'm actually in direct communication with Busby's vice president on the dart issue because I was very critical of their long distance darts. This was the worst darts that they have ever put out. Glue everywhere. Some of the tips weren't even in place. There wasn't glue missing on some. They're actually working on that. They're working directly with me on that right now. I actually have to turn in the product codes for the Thundershot, the Tetra Strike, or Tetra Shot, and the Equalizer. Those three had the worst darts with them because they were wanting to actually locate exactly down to what production runs were having the major issues. So that's coming up. They're also going to be looking into the Thundershot issues, and that's one thing that I will stand by Busby. They will take criticism, and they will actually take it and try to do something about it. Except on the grips. I don't know what that is. I don't even with my direct communication. I don't know what the deal is with the grips. That grip should have been monstrously huge, and it wasn't. But the last thing is I want to say a genuine thank you to everybody. It does help keep me motivated to keep doing this, and I want to do more and more and more and more. And not just saying that. I don't do this just because I want to get views. I genuinely have loved Blaster since I was a kid. So it means a lot to me to see the fact that I might actually be able to make something of this. So for me, it's huge to see that people enjoy the content, and I wanted everybody to know that I really appreciate the fact that I just hit 3,000 subscribers, and that means that my goal of 5,000 by the end of the year might actually be within reach. We're in August, so it's going to be hard push to get there, but I might at least get to 4,000, which would be amazing if I could actually hit 4,000 or 5,000 by the end of the year. But I'm going to do the work to try to make it to where it's worthy of people to continue to watch, subscribe, or those who support me on Patreon. I really sincerely appreciate each of you. I've got Homely665, David Bolak, I've got One More Prime, Hamster, and Tisha Key are my 5 patrons. And I say this, the brass back here has been supplied by them. This has been supplied by them. The paint that went on this was paid for with patron money. It goes back into the channel. So I highly appreciate that, because at points, like me, having lost my full-time job last August, and I've still been stuck waiting for my unemployment back pay to be fixed out of their fraud issue that my state has been dealing with. I actually go to see, finally got my appointment tomorrow, actually, to go about that. So when things have been tight, that patron money has went straight back into the channel. When otherwise, it'd be kind of hard to keep modding, because everybody who mods knows, even if it's cheap, it still takes money. And I really appreciate that. But I want to thank everybody who's supported the channel. You've made it to where I can get to where I'm at. I'm just a guy doing what he loves with blasters here. That's all it is. I'm not making any pretenses towards me being something special. I'm a dude who loves blasters, and I have ever since I was a kid. So this is just pretty awesome. And I'm grateful for my 3,000 subscribers, knowing that there's other people who have much more, but I'm happy with what I got. So thank you. And yes, I am sweating like crazy. So I'm going to say that I need to figure out some kind of air conditioning in here. Southern Kentucky can be very hot, especially for a dude who's originally from Michigan. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you don't mind the ranting. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for supporting the channel. I will have links to Nothing Blasters with his breeches that you see here. These will be linked to his Etsy shop, because that's going to be one going in that Thermal Hunter, another in a Snipe, another in a Sentinel. They're actually made for the Sentinel. I'm also going to eventually link all this products that you're going to see. They're going to get their own videos. I'll link Ryan Engelstad's channel. So check out the pinned comment in the description for Nothing Blasters Etsy shop, Ryan Engelstad's channel, and my Discord and Patreon. If you want to join in on the Discord, at times I'm not on there that much. I'll be honest, I'm not. Personal issues here in life, dealing with a very close family member going through cancer, with my daughter with heart treatments here and there, and then of course just life in general. Sometimes I'm not on the Discord as much as others, but it's there. And it's meant to be more of a community, not just for me. And also, if you do actually want to support the channel, the Patreon link will be there. I don't expect it, but if you do, it's awesome. But all in all, I thank you for watching. At the very least, that's highly appreciated. And if you did like the video, a thumbs up is very much appreciated as well. And if you haven't subscribed, and you like what I do here, go ahead, if I've earned it. This is Mongoose Jake saying thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.